Hello survivors and welcome to today's video. So what we're going to be talking about is how you can increase your level cap in Ark Survival Evolved. I've been asked this a few times, how I actually got to level 165 when other people are stuck at lower levels. So I'm going to be talking about this today and showing you all the different ways you can increase your level cap. So if you go on to enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. We got loads of Ark on here. So without further ado, let's get into this. So when you first start a character, that character is only able to level up to 105. That is the max level they can reach. However, the easiest way you can unlock extra levels is with a Chibi. So if you equip a Chibi and you level that Chibi up to level 6, you can then obtain an extra 5 levels on your character. So that will take your max level to 110. So you can obtain Chibis by doing events. They're quite easy to get during events usually. But if you ask on your server, I'm sure someone on server will have a spare Chibi. When you've played so many events, you do collect a lot of Chibis. So the way you go about actually leveling your Chibi is to kill alphas. So you want to kill alpha dinos. And alphas are the ones that you see around the map that have like a glow around them. They have like a red glow. Sometimes they'll be a slightly different colour as well. They'll be red sometimes. And those are the ones that you'll want to kill to level up your Chibi. So obviously the Rexes give you the most XP, and then you've got your Carnos and your Alpha Raptors. We found that the most Alphas spawn on Gen 2, so Genesis Part 2, there is a load of Alphas on there. Sometimes the Raptors really don't give that much XP to your Chibi, but the best way, and this is what we did recently when I was working on my second character, is to go over to Extinction and do purple drops. If you have access to Extinction, I would totally advise to go and do that, because we got my Chibi up to level 6 quite quickly because they have enraged Rexes that spawn on the purple drops, and those guys you will level yourself up as well. The XP you get for yourself as well as your Chibi is absolutely insane. So if you're looking for a way to level your Chibi quickly, get onto Extinction and get some purple drops done. So I'll just look for a Chibi now that I have got to level 6. Here you go, you can see how much XP was needed for that. Now once you've unlocked all 6 levels on your Chibi, you can actually unequip the Chibi then. You don't have to worry about dying and losing it. Once you've got it to max level, you will always have those 5 extra levels unlocked on your character. And you can check this by going into your character menu and having a look at your implant, and it will tell you there what levels you've unlocked from doing what. So that is the easiest way to unlock an extra 5 levels on your character, bringing you up to a max level of 110. I feel the need to clarify here, it unlocks the ability to get to level 110. It doesn't unlock the extra 5 levels instantly. It's just that will be your new max level. So you'll still have to go and get XP in order to level up like you regularly would. So I just needed to clarify that, because sometimes people get a bit confused and they think sort of once they've done one of these methods that those levels will automatically be added to their character. They're not. That is just the new max that you can achieve. You will still need to work hard to get XP to get up to that max level. The other way you add levels to your character is by doing the Ascension boss fights. So there are 4 Ascension boss fights, and the first one you're probably going to encounter for most people is the Overseer. So that is the boss at the end of the tech cave on the island map. So if you complete this boss on Gamma, you get an extra 5 levels added to your max. If you do it on Beta, that's another 5, and then Alpha, another 5. So overall, if you complete this on Alpha, you will get those 15 extra max levels. So that will take you up to 125. This is quite difficult, because the final boss of these maps is intended to be a bit of a grind to actually even be able to access that boss. These bosses are all the same, so you do them on Gamma, you get 5 extra levels added. You do them on Beta, you get 5 extra levels, and you do them on Alpha, another 5 extra levels. But if you skip Gamma and you skip Beta and you go straight for Alpha, you just unlock the levels you would have got for Beta and Gamma as well. So you will just get 15 max levels added automatically. So the next boss fight that you can unlock another 15 max levels is Rockwell, and that's the Rockwell on Aberration. Again, for Gamma, you unlock 5 levels, for Beta, 5 levels, for Alpha, 5 levels, but if you go straight in at Alpha, you can unlock all 15 levels. It's not quite as much of a grind, I don't think, as the island one. especially now that the artifacts are all available on Crystal Isles to pick up quite easily, because sometimes the artifacts are what makes it a bit difficult. The footage you're seeing is on Gamma, so we're okay to run around on foot on this, but Alpha is a bit of a different story. We should have a video coming up where we will be doing it on Alpha, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, you do need to get the Alpha Reaper Barb and a couple of other Alpha tributes, which are quite difficult to get, the Reaper being the hardest. So that's if you want to do it on Alpha difficulty. So it is a bit more difficult to do this, but once you've unlocked this on Alpha, that's another 15 levels. So that'll take your max level that you can reach up to 140 by killing this monstrosity. I do feel the need to add here that this boss fight also unlocks the tech sleeping pod. And the tech sleeping pod, when you're AFK in it, even when you're offline, the XP you gain from it is absolutely amazing. If you've got the ability to get to level 130 by the point that you unlock it, sleeping in that will get you to 130 quite quickly. It does slow down a bit after that, but it still will give you XP passively and when you're offline. I would highly recommend, if you've got the ability to come over and do Rockwell Gamma even, get this done because it is so worth it. If you're unsure how you can go about doing this on foot and make it really easy, we do have a video on that in our Aberration playlist, so check that out if you're looking for a bit of extra guidance. Right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next boss fight you can unlock levels through is the Master Controller on Genesis Part 1. The way you actually access the boss on this is by doing missions on Genesis Part 1. So there's 176 missions in total on Genesis Part 1. And in order to be able to do this boss on Gamma difficulty and get an extra 5 levels added to your max, you have to have done at least 58 missions. And then for Beta, which again, an extra 5 levels will be added for doing this on Beta, you have to have done at least 116 missions. And these missions, I mean, it depends on what console you're on sometimes. The original Xbox One, you might struggle a bit with some of the races. They're very laggy, and it's quite difficult. The Dino Lord struggled quite hard to do this. When you want to do it on Alpha, so to unlock the maximum 15 extra levels, you actually have to do 168 missions. So that's 168 out of 176, and that is a lot, especially when the servers aren't running that well sometimes on official. So it can be difficult. The good thing about this boss, however, is that only one person needs to have unlocked all their missions in order to start the boss fight. So say now you have a friend who has unlocked 58 missions. They've actually completed 58 missions on Genesis 1. They can start the boss fight, and if you're in the circle with them when they start the boss fight, you will go into the boss fight with them. Same for Beta and Alpha as well. So that is quite handy. I mean, I haven't done 168 missions myself. However, the Dino Lord has and Warren has. So one of them will start the boss fight, and if I'm in the vicinity with all the dinos that they're taking in, we can also go in with them. So it is, you know, it's not too bad as long as you know someone who has done the mission. So, I mean, some people do actually host fights as well. You can find them on some of the Facebook trading groups, and they will charge polymer. And it's not usually that much, not anymore anyway, to be able to get in on one of these fights. So, you know, you can also do that. And although a lot of the missions are really difficult, some of them are really fun to do. I did quite enjoy doing a few of these missions with the Dino Lord. So I would recommend trying them first before you opt into buying a seat into the boss fight, you know? But yeah, that is how you unlock the extra 15 levels from Genesis Part 1, the Master Controller boss fight. The boss fight itself is quite a difficult one to figure out. Once again, we do have a video on our technique on doing that, so if you'd like to go and see that, it is on our Genesis 1 playlist. Okay, so if you followed this far, you would have had your 5 levels from your Chibi, that would have taken you to 110, and then you'd have had another 15 from the Overseer, so you'd be at 125 max level. And then after Rockwell on Aberration, it'd be 140. Master Controller, 155. So at this point, we're at 155 of our max level we can get to on our character. And now we come to Genesis Part 2. And once again, the 3 difficulties will get you 5 levels, extra max levels each. So Gamma, an extra 5, Beta, an extra 5, Alpha, an extra 5. If you go straight in and do it on Beta, you unlock the extra 10. And if you just go straight in at Alpha, you get the 15. This is where we have hit our own stumbling block. We are only able to get up to 165. This is where we are stuck. and I'm about to tell you why. So the missions that you need to do on Genesis Part 2, they've changed it this time. They must have seen what people were doing on Genesis Part 1. And so on Gen 2, you have to complete every single Gamma mission to be able to go into the Gamma boss fight. You personally have to have done them. Same with Beta. You have to have done every Beta version of the missions in order to be able to do the Beta boss. And same with Alpha. Now, the footage you're seeing is from the Beta fight. So that is why we are only at 165 max level on our characters. Myself, the Dino Lord, Dan and Warren, 165 is the highest we can get to so far. This is because the missions on Genesis Part 2 are just ridiculously hard. They are, and I mean, it's not like they're hard as in like a Dark Souls boss where you have the tools to complete it, you're just not good enough. These missions are laggy and almost impossible to complete. I know people have done them, and like you may have seen our Star Dolphin video on Alpha where Warren spent 8 hours just being able to get it on Alpha. We've not been able to do it on anything but Beta so far. We have done a lot of the Alpha missions, but we have not done Alpha Survive the Ark. The Alpha Enforcer race is ridiculously hard. There's one of the canoe ones, which is also ridiculously hard. And also Star Dolphin on Alpha is really, really difficult. Because I plugged in a mouse and keyboard, I actually really enjoyed doing it on Beta. It was really fun. However, a lot of the races, the Enforcer, for instance, does not jump or grab when you're prompting it to a lot of the time. Sometimes the canoe, it will lag and you'll hit a rock because you didn't know that the lag was happening. And yeah, it's really, really difficult to get this on Alpha. If anybody has, let me know in the comments below, because well done. So, especially on an official server where they are, you know, the servers aren't quite stable. So yeah, let me know, because, oh, well done if you've done it. Hats off to you. Absolutely amazing. So the boss fight itself is actually a bit of a piece of piss, to be honest with you. It's not too bad. Once again, we have a video on how to do the boss fight. We have only done it up to Beta, as I said. So yeah, that is how you will get yourself up to 170 max character level by doing this on Alpha difficulty. So now we reach the main issue that we are struggling with, other than this boss fight and the missions on Genesis Part 2. Our issue is the Explorer notes. So you get an extra 10 levels added to your max level if you can collect every single Explorer note in the game. And this is something we were going to do. So you know how you can go into single player and you can spawn in all the Explorer notes to get the achievement? You can't do that. You have to personally go and pick up every single Explorer note from each of the canon maps. So the canon maps are the Island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, Genesis 1, Genesis 2. And there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. And we would be quite happy to do this. We think it would be really fun to personally go and pick up every single Explorer note. However, we've noticed that they tend to uncheck themselves if it's been a while since you collected them. They will uncheck themselves on your list. So we don't want to get like through all the ones on the Island, all the ones on Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, and then all of a sudden we go and check in our Survivor menu and some of them have been unchecked as if we have never gone and got them. And this was a big issue. The Dino Lord actually collected every single glitch on Genesis Part 1, because when you collect every single glitch on there, it counts as one mission done. So he went around and did all that. Now they also count as Explorer notes. And then when he actually came around to wanting to get these extra 10 levels, he looked and his glitches had all been unchecked. So it just acted in his menu as if he hadn't actually collected any of them. So he went, right, let me go and see. So we went back to Genesis 1 and looked where there should be a glitch so that he could go and try and collect it, and it wasn't there. So he had already collected it. The game knew that because there was no glitch there when he went back to try and get it again. However, in his menu, it remained unchecked. So there is no way for us to be able to get these extra 10 levels from the Explorer notes, unfortunately. I have collected ones on the Island which have unchecked themselves, and this is just such a big issue, and it is such a shame, but I guess that's the way it goes. So we're stuck at 165 for now, and it's quite a good level anyway. But yeah, let me know what level you guys have got to, and if this video helped at all, please leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. We've got loads of Ark on here, and we've got loads more to come. I really hope this video helped. Have a great day, guys, and take care.